Hello and welcome for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. I am your news anchor Wadulo Mark Arnold, and we're going to be in for the next 1 hour, so do sit tight as we give you the full-length bulletin. To start off, the State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, has explained that the ongoing national population and housing census should be embraced because it is key to facilitating the national planning and development plans. Now, he also explained that the census and land matters are interrelated, so should be taken seriously.
State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, has stressed the benefits accruing from the national population and housing census to national development.
You can't plan without knowing the very ingredients for which you are planning. That's the people, and the people is the population. You must know how much of your population live in the cities, and therefore you know how to plan for the cities. How much of your population live in the rural areas, and therefore how to plan for those in the rural areas. Now, how much of your population is going to be in P7 7 years from now? Therefore, you must know how many kids are being, how many 1-year-olds you have now, say 5 million. Therefore, the infrastructure now, which is going to have that extra load of 5 million 7 years from now, the classrooms, the teachers, and other facilities. Now, you must plan for that.
Mayanja says the Lands Ministry needs to know the number of people in order to plan for them.
The very essence of our existence, if you want to plan agriculture, you need that land. But also you need that part of land which can produce a certain item. There's land soils which support grazing. There you plan for it, that in this area of Uganda, it's a cattle corridor, so we must plan it for grazing. And certain facilities must go there. On land, you must know that this area is for urban development, piece of Uganda. So, as Minister of Lands, it is essential that we know the people.
He explained that the government, through the Ministry of Lands, can resolve problems and challenges by understanding the numerical strength of the population.
Now we are looking at health insurance. What population is going to be covered by that health insurance? What contributions the government is going to put in? And now, these who are in the rural areas now, are they going to migrate? Do you want them to migrate? If you don't want, what facilities are you going to plan for them so that they stay developing the villages instead of coming to plan? So those are all essential.
Meanwhile, Uganda's ambassador to Sudan and Morocco, Dr. Rashid Yahaya Semudu, has appealed to Ugandans to embrace the national population census exercise, for it is useful in the national planning.
We keep encouraging our people to cooperate in big numbers because we want to help our government to reach the target of which this exercise was put for.
He pointed that census officials spend a lot of time asking many questions to the family members, which is rather tedious.
Because of the so many questions, and some of them, I believe that they are repeated, because when it comes to the head of the family, and you notice that some questions have been repeated, that is what consumes too much time.
Meanwhile, enumerators from Bwerenga in Wakiso district are ready to work after their equipment was rectified.
They have technical problems, and maybe some other two have not turned up. I am soon compiling a report to my bosses so that they can get other enumerators so that we cover this area in a specified time that we have been given.
Jamil Sekaja with Benon Mukwaya for UBC.
And in another related matter, the Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Shaban Mubaje, has advised the Busia Muslim community to embrace the ongoing census exercise and the parish development model programs for socio-economic development. Sheikh Mubaje disclosed that the Muslim community has carried out sufficient research and is satisfied that the PDM money is meant for development and urged the entire public to embrace the program.
The Muti of Uganda Sheikh Shaban Mubaje has rallied the Muslim community to embrace the ongoing national population and housing census exercise so that government can attain data for proper planning for her people.
Census is for the benefit of everybody. It helps the government to plan for the people it leads. So everybody, every Muslim, every Ugandan should make sure that he is counted, so as to enable the government to serve us better.
The Mufti made this call while commissioning a mosque donated by the Turkish government under their charitable organization Muyara at Nangwe North Village, Nangwe Parish, Daban Sub-County in Busia District. The mosque construction is expected to cost 650 million shillings, and this will have a borehole and a pit latrine. Busia RDC Michael Chiwika and his deputy thanked the Muslim community for promoting spiritual unity.
Interfaith collaborative efforts Omuslim ni Anglican n'abalokole n'abakatoliki biza kwongera okunyweza oluganda era mu maiso ga Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kituukirizibwe nti we are all equal before him.
The director, Trust Senior School, Wabwire Nassan, donated the land on which the mosque sits. Nassan Wabwire says that the largest enrollment of students in his school is Muslim students, and so it was only proper that he surrenders part of the land for the construction of a mosque.
I want to take this opportunity to thank our brothers from Yasiri Muslim Welfare Foundation, through our development partners from Turkey, who listened to our passionate appeals and decided to extend a helping hand.
The Mufti was accompanied by the regional Kadhi, Busia District, Juma Obadio, Busia District Police Commander, and the District CID, among others.
Yoweri Kaguta Museveni this afternoon bid farewell to the outgoing Kenya's High Commissioner, His Excellency Major General George Owino. During a meeting that took place at State House in Entebbe, President Museveni thanked the High Commissioner for his successful tour of duty and wished him the best of his future endeavors. Ambassador Owino, on his part, expressed his gratitude for the wonderful time and warm hospitality he received during his 20 months spent in Uganda, saying that this time has seen an increase in trade as well as environmental measures between the two brotherly countries. The meeting was attended by Ms. Salome Kagosha, Minister Deputy Head of Mission, Colonel Patrick Nkaduda, Defense Attaché, as well as Mr. Alan Karisa, Foreign Relations Officer. Kampala Archdiocese is to hold a social communication symposium ahead of this year's World Social Communications Day, slated for this Sunday. This development has been announced by Kampala Archbishop, His Grace Paul Semogedede.
The term intelligence is quite misleading.
The Catholic community will be commemorating this year's World Social Communication Day on Sunday, 12th May 2024. However, before the Sunday celebrations, Kampala Archdiocese has organized the Social Communication Symposium.
Artificial intelligence is the ability of a computer or computer-controlled robot to perform tasks that are commonly associated with intellectual processes, characteristic of humans, such as the ability to reason like human mind.
This year's celebrations will be hosted in Gayaza with the theme Zeroing on Artificial Intelligence, where members of the general public are being inducted to its importance.
Catholic Church's view on artificial intelligence reflects both the potential benefits and ethical challenges this technology presents.
It facilitates digital assistance where humanity is inappropriate. Artificial intelligence aids humans in resolving the majority of challenging issues. Artificial intelligence facilitates us unbiased decisions. It eliminates repetition of tasks. It aids daily applications in internet.
For the church also consider artificial intelligence as a bigger breakthrough in environmental protection. However, with positive attributes to artificial intelligence, there are some darker spots.
It bars humanity from creativity of human mind and thus making us idle. Unemployment, of course. Robots do most of the work. You can cover a square mile and give that work in very few minutes, which would have been covered by so many people and get employed.
And this is now why Kampala Archdiocese is stepping in to celebrate and deliberate on issues regarding social communication.
This year, Pope Francis devotes the message for the World Social Communications Day towards the development of systems of artificial intelligence which are radically affecting the world of information and communication, and through it, certain foundations of life in society.
The State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, has commended private institutions equipping youth with vocational skills. The minister was launching Retutu Christian Vocational Institute in Lake Katwe Sub-County in Kasese District.
The State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, has said that President Yoweri Museveni is interested in ensuring that the youth acquire hands-on skills in different disciplines.
On behalf of the government of the Republic of Uganda,
while officiating the launch of Retutu Christian Vocational Institute in Lake Katwe Sub-County, Kasese District, Minister Kabyanga pledged government's total support and advised the management of the institution to consider all learners, including school dropouts.
Pray that you are also going to consider those who have not gone to formal school, those who dropped out of schools, those who are pregnant while in school, and those who have completed formal education but they have failed to get jobs. If you can go into that, that's where we are moving as government. And President Museveni is over-emphasizing that we should now start diversifying and changing our education system.
The Director Schools for Africa, Reverend Dr. Baluku Korey, advised the public to value education as a tool for job creation.
Spiritual development and educational development and economic development. Because it's like was said earlier, we don't want to be job takers, we want to be job makers. And it's very important. So our hearts are here in Uganda. And I thank you, Mama Africa.
The founders of the institution also urged the public to embrace the training.
Please come and walk with us. This is not an institution for Amos and Edith or their family. It is for you.
Yeah, that's right.
It is for you. We don't live here. The land is here. It's your children that will succeed, that will benefit from it.
And more from our news, immediate former Premier Dr. Rukungiri Rugunda has asked Muhanga Old Boys Association, which he is a patron to participate in the revival of the school's old glory. This was during a handover event of office by the Old Boys management to new leadership.
With a lot of happiness.
In his remarks, Dr. Rukungiri stressed the fact that the school's academic performance had gone down and called upon every old student to motivate the school leadership towards the growth of the school.
With assurance from our new headmaster, fairly soon, Busoga College is going to be a permanent feature of the best school. I'm happy that all the students are playing an important role. Let's bring the parents also as close as possible so that the partnership of the old students, of the teaching staff, and of the parents can really galvanize this great school.
According to the association's new board leadership, Busoga College Mwiri is on the way to reviving its lost glory. They pledge to work with the school leadership to remove the old asbestos roofs that are still at the school.
We are doing mobilization, that everyone does what it's supposed to do. We come together and rebuild our school. A few challenges like the school bus that we're talking about. We're talking about some teachers' houses that still have asbestos sheets. That's being redone. The challenges of water, constant flow of water, those are also being addressed. So Mwiri is a place to be. We sit on a square mile. So you can imagine the wonderful opportunities that school has.
You know, Mwiri has been here for the last over 113, 14 years. And the structures were really in a sorry state. The Old Boy alumni has gone so far ahead to ensure that different cohorts of the years that were in Mwiri have come up and they are renovating structures. We have over 6 structures that have been renovated.
We've mandated the new committee to carry on with the projects that have been ongoing, and major of those is to take off the asbestos roofs that are on the teachers' houses, and also to renovate the teachers' houses, construct a new gate, and also a cricket oval.
I'm from Namagunga Old Girls Association, and over the years, Mwiri and Namagunga have always had close relations. As an association, we want to build better relationships with our alumni associations, and we have been taking these intentional steps towards that.
The school's new head teacher stressed for the utilization of the school's land for farming to cut down on food expenditures.
I'm planning to form a farm committee through the OBs who are interested in farming. We want to use the land. I was sharing with him that maybe by the end of this year, there are things I shouldn't buy. A big school like Busoga College, we are buying bread, buying eggs, buying eggplants. It's a shame. So we've sat down and said, no, all those in charge, next year don't ask me for this. They must come from the school land.
Busoga College Mwiri was established on 25th September 1911, making it one of the oldest schools in Uganda. Mariana Wori for UBC.
Government through the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries has sent 90,000 doses of FMD vaccine to 260 freezers to 23 districts. The vaccine is being used to vaccinate livestock in districts which have been under quarantine due to the foot and mouth disease.
Gomba is one of the 23 districts whose cattle are affected by foot and mouth disease. Stakeholders, including the Member of Parliament, Gomba West, Robin Arakojo, health officials, local leaders and farmers are excited that government has delivered vaccines to treat the disease.
And these vaccines for foot and mouth disease were distributed. Gomba district was given 54,000 doses.
This quarantine have affected a lot our people in Gomba since December.
And yet the doses that are in our district are not enough compared to the herds, to the animals we have in my sub-county. I call upon the government to at least think about us and give us more vaccines so that we can secure our animals.
Gomba West MP Robin Arakozo urged the district and the sub-county councillors to ensure that all farmers benefit from the vaccination program.
We sat here so that we know what we received and we discuss how it's going to be implemented, and we have done so. Herdsmen have suffered a lot because some of them, their children even failed to go back to school for first term. They didn't have anywhere to get money. People went and got loans, and in order to take their children to school, it's really been a hard time. because some of them rely solely on cattle products.
Children in the area said they were unable to attend the first term due to lack of fees, as their parents could not sell their cows.
That we were affected with diseases that we never knew.
Last time I never learned. Our cattle have been not moving from another place to another place.
Farmers thanked government for availing the drugs that facilitated the vaccination against foot and mouth disease that was crippling in their cattle. However, the district veterinarian, Dr. Baliana Resti, was criticized by the area resident district commissioner for not keenly monitoring the vaccination distribution.
Nemugamba mbawe eddagala ngalonche nekoze eki ewedde olwale kiri bwe kitikama bakao
Gomba has been given 54,000 doses of vaccines to treat foot and mouth disease, also known as Kalusu. Benon Mukwaya, Kayumba Stephen for UBC.
The Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, General Duties Henry Musasizi, has challenged communities to embrace self-help projects aimed at improving their standards of living. Minister Musasizi was officiating the campaign to raise 50 million shillings to put up a road sign for Arkwright City Housing Estate on Entebbe Road, Bwebaja.
Hundreds of residents within Arkwright City Housing Estate on Entebbe Road, Bwebaja, embraced sports activities organized to raise 50 million Uganda shillings for putting road signs within the estate.
So, because of the road carnage, it is very important. The theme of today is timely. We have roads. Now the construction, the good roads we have has created road carnage. So it's very important to create this awareness, very important to raise money for the cause. So that's why I have come here. Secondly, it's good that it helps us as a city to bond. We bond. Every year we come together, get to know each other, we bond together as a community.
We are running for road safety because we've had quite a number of accidents within the city and which have led to even loss of lives. So as a community, it is upon us to see that we secure the roads for our children, for ourselves, for even people who just drive in and out of the city. So today we are here to run for road safety, to raise funds. We need road safety signages, we need speed bumps, we need mirrors, all these precautions that will help secure our roads.
Minister of State for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, in charge of general duties, Henry Musasizi, officiated the day's activities and contributed 5 million Uganda shillings.
Because we've done infrastructure, most of these roads in this community are now tarmac, and as this happens, we must guide the movement and we must control the speed. I'm happy the community has come up to support this cause, and I've come here to also participate and support this cause.
The Chief Executive Officer of Arkwright Projects, Dr. Anatoli Kamugisha, points out that the initiative is geared at minimizing road accidents within the estate.
Every year, we usually have a run, and we usually give a scene, we usually give a purpose. Like now, the run, the purpose was to raise money for putting those signs. And the budget is about 50 million. And we have managed to raise money through MTN, gave us almost more than half of what we wanted. Then you see Honorable, our Chief Guest Honorable Musasizi has also contributed 5 million. And then others.
All the 50 million shillings was realized through contributions by the community and corporate companies.
Acting Inspector General of Police Major General Tumusime Kasigazi has pledged tighter security in the Greater Lero region to curb the escalating theft of livestock and land grabbing. He was chairing an interagency security meeting to stamp out livestock theft from the region. This was at Lero Diocese Guest House in Lero Town, Lero District.
IGP byonna agambye agenda kutukwatako okulanga abantu basigale mu mataka gaabwe kubanga amataka bagalekebwa bataata baabwe bajjajja baabwe okulaba ensaawa yakati ng'omuntu ajja kuleetera kyapa emyaka 7 weyaweyayo oba omanyivu aliyo ettaka lyali naye ebyo byonna tugenda kwasiganyamu ng'abakulembeze okulaba nga tetukkiriza eviction yonna okubeeramu mu gombolola.
Our position was let the government regulate beef or livestock. Let abattoirs be down there. It is difficult if the abattoir is stationed somewhere and you bring cow which is stolen and the verification is done there and then. I don't think we can fail to minimize this cattle theft. But now it is becoming a national issue. Now, if it is a national issue, it must be handled as a national matter. Let abattoirs be down there. You will control even FMD. You will create jobs. The farmers will take their hides to leather tanning industries, but which is not the case. Now it must be those slaughterhouses in Kampala, abattoir, where that are selling these hides and skins in Kaumu. We are not benefiting.
We came here to look at a number of issues. One was the general security situation in the region, but particularly we are coming in to the issue of animal theft or livestock theft, which has been rampant in this region. So we have, amongst other things, agreed that we need to increase the manpower here for security agencies and also increase cooperation and coordination between the security agencies and the leadership of this region.
State Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development in charge of Children and Youth Affairs, Balam Barugahare, has rallied youth to embrace development and productivity rather than idling as a way of life. Balam was presiding over the pass-out of Patriotism Club trainees at Ntare School in Mbarara District.
Over the weeks, the head of Patriotism in Uganda, Helen Sako, has been passing out finalists of the Patriotism seminars across the country. This time round, Helen Sako has been in Mbarara City to commission 830 patriots, with the best performers being awarded certificates.
To our patriots, at the beginning it may have appeared like a punishment, waking up very early, which you're not used to, and waking up by 4 and doing those extra exercises. I understand how you be looking forward to go home at the end of the term, but and then you only hear news that you're staying back. However, I want to commend you for staying and for taking on that training like champions.
The event hosted at Ntare School was graced by the Youth and Children Affairs Minister, Dr. Balam Barugahare, as the chief guest.
Our man has arrived. That's the Minister for Youth.
So the General, Mzee, he says he wants you to live a good life. He wants you to focus on education. He wants you to pass. He's very, very much happy that he's seeing us grow. It's the same reason why he promoted me as well to a position of a minister.
Take home to the patriots was to spread the gospel of unity, peace and development.
We are confident that the instructors have taken you through the different elements of patriotism, but allow me to emphasize a few of them. One is loving our country, to love Uganda. Loving Uganda doesn't mean that you shun all. Loving Uganda means you shun all evil, you shun corruption, you shun tribalism, sectarianism, religious differences, and be united as a country in order for us to achieve and be a greater nation.
The President has encouraged you young people to resist and to say no to alcoholism. He said he doesn't want to see you drinking alcohol. At 8 years, he hasn't tested alcohol. So he says, do not take, avoid taking. And also, if you don't take alcohol, then also don't smoke. Patriots are good people. The country depends on you, the patriots. So the president wants to see you loving your country, and he wants you to say no to acts of impunity. He wants you to say no to acts of corruption. That is very, very important.
The trainees were drawn from the different parts of Western Uganda and Imbara districts.
Yes, my producer brought me back earlier as I was trying to contemplate on some of those patriots. Anyways, Gideon Omonyi, a familiar voice on Lero radio, faces critical battle after being diagnosed with kidney failure. A life-saving kidney transplant in India requires 120 million shillings, a seemingly impossible hurdle. Now the media community in Lero is rallying behind Omonyi, appealing to journalists and well-wishers to join this crucial philanthropic effort.
A journalist's life in Lero is on the line after doctors confirmed his worst fears that his kidneys had failed. Gideon Omonyi, a familiar voice on radio, faces a critical battle after being diagnosed with a kidney failure.
I'm now confined. I only stay at home. This has affected me so much psychologically because I'm a social person.
Now on dialysis, a 3 times a week treatment offers a temporary lifeline but not a cure.
I am someone who has done a lot of exercise, very selective in what to eat. I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, but still I found myself trapped. It can come from anywhere. Let's go for medical checkup.
Married with 3 young children, the couple faces a devastating blow. His wife, Jane, expressed their financial constraints in managing Gideon's care. He needs 120 million shillings for the kidney transplant in India.
So breaking the news to the family was also not easy, and after that, of course, people get angry, people start asking questions. But Gideon has not done this. Why this? Why this? So that the reception of the news was very emotional for the family.
But when you go, the Lero media fraternity has rallied behind Omonyi. Elvis Adwika, the manager of Voice of Lango FM, emphasized the collective effort.
And the budget that we have at hand is 120 million. So far, the committee has realized about 30% of this figure. This time around, it is in the house of media practitioners. And each and every time we support people who come to us for support and all that. But now this time we are also opening our hands out to the population that if possible, please come and support us so that we can bail our brother.
Although kidney transplants are expensive, many have turned out to be successful. We caught up with Edio George, a renal patient who received a successful transplant in the UK 19 years ago.
So since that time, I've not had any complications whatsoever. The only thing that you have to bear with is that you have to take a life medicine, anti-rejection drugs, that you must take it every single day. If you try to miss it for some time, they can still reject.
We need a normal kidney, and there are some age groups which we prefer them to give. Because if you're a very old person, you are also sick, you are not advised. The operation they use for removing the kidney for a donor, we call them laparoscopic surgery, what they call pinhole. They remove a small hole, they cut a small hole, whereby you only stay in the hospital for 2 days.
Dr. Drake Adupe, senior consultant at Downtown Medical Center, highlights the rising prevalence of the kidney disease in sub-Saharan Africa, with the estimates suggesting 10 to 13% of the population is affected.
When you have diabetes uncontrolled, or you have been on diabetes for long, you have hypertension, you have been using self-medication. There are some medicines that harm our kidneys. Kidney infections, which is not treated properly, which is a very common thing these days. People use antibiotics, self-medication, and then damages your kidney.
However, early management can save one from losing this valuable organ. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
MTN moment kutusaka Rosi live in concert kujahazi PM Nyonyo Mo hip hop kuna rubale Kurokanga 18 Mei 2024 Ena fefe bosi weekend Kama koma rapo na yini freestyle Jangola mwana wakulu kutemika munganiga sasa liva mchamba Misana na chinoga tuli marapu melele Pokinge mtuale bidi Viepi mtuale tano Emeza kakande Emeza vivia milioni satu Downloading MTN Momo app Osaliwe kebijula 5 kubulichi 10 kutiketi Woguli kwa MTN Momo Tiketi ya gula mtuale gumo Ade VIP Ebinichi tundu Tulina debote cruise
See you looking beauty.
Itedwa musente MC MTN Momo Give our establishment the angry management
Fellow countrymen and women, especially the Bazukuru, as we work towards realizing Uganda's Vision 2040, it is important that we plan based on accurate information about our people and our resources. I therefore would like to announce the 6th National Population and Housing Census that will start on the 10th of May 2024. The information from the National Population and Housing Census will support government, the private sector, cultural and religious institutions, civil society, and development partners in service delivery. It will also provide the basis for planning the provision of social services such as education, health, and transport, among many others, at the national and local levels. When data collectors or enumerators come to your home during the census, please avail yourselves and provide them with honest answers to their questions. This is in order to enable them to process the most accurate information about you, your household, institutions, and community. I therefore call upon all political, cultural, and religious leaders, private sector players, civil society, the media, and the institutions of the government to support this key national program. The successful execution of this census will influence the well-being of all Ugandans and progress the country towards the desired socio-economic transformation. I wish you all a successful census for God and my country.
Gold. We all want it. That soft yellow glow with subdued sun in your hands. That precious polish of elegance. To hold it is one thing, but to taste it is everything else. Relish the satisfying taste of a beer, unmatched in quality, unmatched in consistency, and with 23 Global Gold Awards. A beer unmatched in gold.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We now take you into the world of business. The Deputy RDC Kasanda District, Fariha Mpalanyi Bosa, directed the Police Mineral Protection Unit to close the gold mines 2 days ago, following the fighting that was erupted between Mugobwaka Togo Small Scale Miners Association and Chitumbi Kayonza Miners Association, the umbrellas of miners. However, in the security meeting held at the mines in Kasanda, attended among other police, the Deputy RDC, the Assistant RDC Kasanda, and the leadership of the Miners Association, it was decided to reopen the mines. These are the details.
Kasanda gold mines have been reopened to the public after they were shut down by Police Mineral Protection Unit following a fist fight by artisanal miners. This was at the security meeting held by the Deputy RDC Kasanda District, her assistant, Police Mineral Protection Unit, the landlords of the Kasanda gold mines, and the leadership of associations of the miners. These gold mines employ over 2,000 youth. The mines had been closed on the directives of the Deputy RDC Kasanda.
But because mines are very sensitive areas,
where once people are closed and they don't have an earning, they start misbehaving. We decided to come, meet the parties concerned, to harmonize, to see to it that we open the minds for purposes of people's survivals. I'm so grateful we have managed to mediate the parties that were fighting. We intend to have a bigger security meeting with all stakeholders inclusive to see that their grievances are handled in that big meeting.
The Deputy Commandant Police Protection Unit and the Assistant RDC encouraged the miners to always work with the police.
So stay calm, work well with the police. You cannot run away from the police. You're saying that police is biased, but you can't do away without police. So help us to help you.
So I think afanda achogeddeko bulungi. Please tuli wamu era mutegeere nti we are here to serve. Ate tusavinga side zonna. And we need just to tell you that teri atusinga kutegeera security egenda mu maaso. Oyinza okubeera ne group yo nga muli abantu 100 but we know ekiri mu 100 omwo.
Police, accompanied by the leadership of the miners from Mugobwa Katogo Small Scale Miners Association and Kitumbi Kayonza Miners Association, among others, toured the mines. The miners commended the Deputy RDC and Police Mineral Protection Unit for maintaining peace and stability in the area.
Police came to calm the situation, and we thank it very much for the effort, and we ask for harmony in all parties so that our work can go on.
Twagala okwebaza police. Waliwo bye twawulidde nga bagamba nti police yabaddemu mu kino era yakoze kinene nnyo okulemesa ebyabadde bigenda mu maaso.
And in sports, Al Ahly Sporting Club, the Egyptian host of the 2024 Nile Conference of the Basketball Africa League, BAL, secured qualification to the tournament's playoffs in Rwanda's capital, Kigali. These will be played between May 24th and June 1st. Details in this report. We do beg your pardon. Uganda's Minister for Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, has advised discipline on the road by pedestrians, riders and drivers to reduce carnage. This was during the 3rd Road Safety Marathon at Kololo Independence Grounds.
The Road Safety Marathon, organized by Legacy Road Safety Initiative, has taken center stage with Kololo Ceremonial Grounds, the start and finish.
We are focusing on training first responders. Our focus now is on Gulu Highway. Last year, we did about 3 communities up to Kagoma Trading Center. This year, our intention is to pick from Kawanda, stretching to Luwero. Our hope is that whatever we have raised here today, we'll be able to train these first responders who will be giving rescue and first aid to those that will have been involved in crashes.
Uganda's Minister for Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, graced the occasion and emphasized responsibility on the road.
We may not have been very many in numbers, but the message has been clear that we need to make our roads safer. We make these roads to enable people move fast, but also to trade better. But unfortunately, some of our roads have turned up to be death traps for our people, either because of indiscipline on the road or some other human errors. Although every time there's an accident, people blame it on the size of the road. Our roads are narrow, and so people want to defend why we should have accidents. We shouldn't have accidents because we know, if we know the roads are narrow, then let's drive on them responsibly.
Uganda Police Force, whose 2023 statistics put the daily deaths on the road to 13 people, called for a concerted joint effort to reduce carnage.
And who are the affected people? The vulnerable teams. The vulnerable groups, we mean the boarders or motorcyclists, including passengers, without forgetting pedestrians. These people have continued to die in these road crashes. And of course, who is knocking them? It's vehicles. So the leading causes of these crashes, we have speeding vehicles on the roads, and careless overtaking. Now, when such things are organized, it is good, because where do we normally find challenges as traffic police? That people have not fully conceptualized road safety.
Participants took part in the 5, 10 and 21 kilometers and confess enjoying the moment amidst a campaign that is pertinent for all Ugandans.
I wanted to contribute towards getting people to understand why they need to be careful while driving on the road, but also to exercise after a long time with my family and my friends. So yes, it's a good initiative and I'm glad that I was a part of it.
In the 5 kilometers, Gerard Peko edged all men, Dafin Katushabe beat the women, and Subuga Abdurrahim was the fastest child.
I thank the organizers very much that they gave me an opportunity to show out my talent while sensitizing.
The men's 10 kilometer was won by Raymond Omara, while Brian Adamatageka and Eva Nassari were the respective gender 21 kilometer winners. Some of the benefits from this third edition of the Road Safety Marathon will be used to avail medication to disadvantaged accident victims.
And with that, we now take you to the UK at the Blackpool's Winter Gardens, where Kenyan Fatuma Zarika is contesting a super featherweight Commonwealth title fight against Briton Kirsty Hill. Fatuma Zarika is a Kenyan with Ugandan roots because her mother is born in Bududa district. It's going to be a 10 times 2 minute bout, so please do sit tight and enjoy the boxing match.